Cauley.
Thank you, Julianne. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us to celebrate the opening of the new playground at Glasgow Regional Park. This project represents an investment not only in new equipment, but in our constituents' quality of life. First of all, I want to appreciate County Executive Marcus Henry, Councilman David Tackett, and I think our Council President, Monique Williams-Johns, will be joining us later today. I wanted to take a moment to also acknowledge all of the members of Public Works teams that helped us out in creating this, including, I was just talking to my senior manager, Rob Roth, our Parks Division manager, I'll pause for applause, our Parks Division manager, Kendall Summers, and Parks Planner 3, Mike Clendaniel, who was literally the owner of this project and made it happen. I also want to thank our partners who helped make this project a reality. Dan Getman. Dan is here from Autism Delaware and will offer some remarks a little later today. Michael Thostrup from Dept Parks and Recreation. Thanks, Mike. This wouldn't happen without you. Thanks for helping with the grant, etc. We appreciate you. Brian Lewis, representing Cunningham Recreation and GameTime, who helped bring this beautiful playground to life. And of course, we always want to thank all of our council members for supporting us and creating places like this across the county. So I was literally at this park this weekend. I had a barbecue later in the day, so I walked a few times around the park. Knock on wood for me, 7.5 miles. I wanted to make sure I burned enough calories to really pig out. Well, thank you, I appreciate it. So I was walking with my brother and my cousin, and all they kept remarking about is just how great the folks around Delaware are. Literally, we worked out our legs with the walk, but we worked out our arms by saying hi to every single person we walked past, and believe me, it was hundreds. When we got around this corner and they saw this playground, they were literally amazed, of which we had to stop our walk, come over here, and I had to tell them they were a little overage to get on the slides and swings, etc. But incredibly enjoyable. It's amazing to have a space like right here in Glasgow Park. And without further ado, I want to introduce you to my friend, our County Executive, Marcus Henry.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for coming out at the new improved Glasgow Regional Park. Round of applause. So Cleon, I need to join you on that walk because I'm having a great summer eating and barbecuing. But yeah, well, I need a walk too. But seriously, Cleon kind of said, thanking all our partners and all the great staff for the work that they've done. But please note how important parks are to our administration, how important it is to Newcastle County. We have over 250 parks in Newcastle County that we maintain and manage. This, I believe, is the flagship. We'll tell the other park folks that, but I believe this is the flagship for Newcastle County government. We want to invest in these parks. It's important to us. It's important that folks can enjoy these in reasonable times. It's already active. It looks phenomenal. But I want you to know that it's also important to me on a personal level that although this was the former park dedicated towards autism, that we remain inclusive of all populations in this park, that Newcastle County, at our parks, include our libraries, are inclusive of those with special needs. I'm the son of a special needs child, and it's important to me that in the future, as we progress and expand, we serve all kids and all alike. So I appreciate that. I appreciate you coming out. Thank you so much. Let me introduce now our councilman for this district, Dave Tackett.
Thank you, County Executive Marcus Henry and Cleon, Cauley, the General Manager here for our Public Works Department. Phenomenal job. I also want to mention quickly that, my really good friend and colleague, Kevin Kaneko, I guess he couldn't be here today, but his aide is here, and he has been a partner, through all this as we move through, and also in his support. just a couple brief comments I've prepared here today. When I came into office 22 years ago, this park had just been purchased by Newcastle County, and we worked diligently through those years to try to get it to where it is today, and it's become, as the county executive said, a flagship. Through our inclusion that we've had here. So what began decades ago of Newcastle County's acquisition of a 300-acre park has grown into one of Delaware's regional parks. Through the years of planning, investment, continued community support, this project has been transformed into a destination enjoyed by families through every corner of Newcastle County. Today, Glasgow Regional Park offers something for everyone, from the iconic sledding hill to our walking paths, our trails, our athletic fields, the pavilions, our popular skate park, our bark park, and now the outstanding all-inclusive playground designed for children of all ages and abilities. The newly constructed tennis courts were recently resurfaced, further demonstrates the county's commitment to providing first-class recreational opportunities for our residents. The latest investment reflects the vision of our county executive, Marcus Henry. Yeah, let's give him another round of applause, because his commitment is why we're here today. Thank you, County Executive, for it. I want to recognize the dedicated employees of Newcastle County Public Works, whose efforts mainly go unnoticed every day. We generally just show up for these events, but we don't realize the army that it took in order to get this ready for us today. So those are the employees that really keep this moving. As we celebrate this ribbon cutting today, it's an incredible new playground. We also celebrate decades in thoughtfulness, investment in neighborhoods, and sharing commitment, and providing spaces where families can gather, children can play, and our communities can thrive. Congratulations to everyone who made this project a reality. Glasgow Regional Park continues to set the standard for what a regional park should be, and I look forward to seeing families enjoy these new amenities for generations to come. Thank you all for being here today.
Now we'll have remarks from Dan Getman, representing Autism Delaware.
Morning. What a beautiful day. Thank you all for being out here and having us out here. For those of you that are not familiar, Autism Delaware had a hand in the previous park that was here. About 10 years ago, we were consulted to help create a space that, was special for kids with autism. The county realized that, there are populations and demographics that weren't being well represented in their park system, and took it upon themselves to come to us, to get some feedback and guidance as to some ways that they could better partner with members of our community. And here we are all these years later. It was time for an upgrade, right? And so they came back to us, and we had a couple of conversations where we were able to offer some insight, and they were able to ask us questions about, hey, what do these families need? And what safeguards can we put in place to really make this a beneficial place for everybody? As the first state's premier autism serving organization, part of our responsibility to the community is helping to identify places where, again, those safe spaces need to be installed, and putting in processes where all of us in the community can spend time together and really benefit from them, but also keep our kids safe in the process. And so I want to commend, the county for always having its residents front of mind when it's doing projects like this. I certainly appreciate, on behalf of Autism Delaware, being asked, for our opinion at times throughout this process. I really hope that as we move forward, our ongoing partnership with the county and all of you as members of the community find this to be, a great space for your kids. It's certainly open for everybody. And again, we just want to celebrate that inclusive nature that's been brought here. So thank you to all of you, and I hope you all enjoy this playground.
Now we'll have remarks from Brian Lewis, representing Cunningham Recreation and GameTime.
Of you. I want to thank everyone on behalf of Cunningham Recreation, GameTime, and Play Structures Plus, our certified GameTime installer, for affording us the opportunity to experience a project like this with each of you. We had multiple meetings about the design process. There was actually an invitation shred put out to a lot of different manufacturers. We were really, really lucky and blessed to be selected as the manufacturer for this really nice project. I want to thank Kendall Summers for entrusting us with such a large responsibility. Mike Glendaniel for helping us manage such a large-scale project. When you look at the scale of different playgrounds in Newcastle County, you will recognize that this is probably one of the largest playgrounds that we have in the county. There's a lot of work that goes in behind the scenes to make something like this happen. Play Structures Plus, my installer Mark and Joy McDonald and their crew put a lot of long hours in. Mother Nature was not real friendly to us throughout the process. There was a lot of rainfall during those months, but we managed to provide a very, very nice project at the end of it. It took a large group of people to make that happen. On behalf of GameTime, I want everybody to recognize the importance of inclusive play. We strive to provide play equipment that is appropriate for all children, regardless of their abilities. And it's amazing what they can accomplish when they do have challenges in their life that may be physical or cognitive, when we bring them to a place like this. And I thank each one of you for the opportunity. We look forward to working with Newcastle County again. Projects like this make a difference in the entire state of Delaware and to the visitors that pass through it. And for your recognizing of that, I thank each one of you that had any involvement in the funding or the planning of the project. Thank you very much.
Once again, thanks to everyone for being here. We would love to invite our speakers and everyone here to join us in the playground for the actual ribbon cutting.